What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy Peter here, and back for another episode of Attack the Block Print Live. I love when the studio audience chimes in. I'm flying solo tonight. As you notice, my lovely wife, Gabby, she is here controlling the stream and the sounds and the scene changes and all that, but she's a little under the weather. So she's off camera, and if she joins once in a while on the mic, we'll see. I don't think so. But just so you know, I'm here. Happy to see you all. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. I see all you there. John Ballou, Flash 739, Eddie Rodriguez, Rich Bleachers, Dead Kuriyama, Samurai Jin, Enlightened Movie Posters, Pedals and Stuff, The Archive, Christine Stubbs. So many of you here. Welcome, welcome. So glad to see you. Hey, Round Spider. Hey, David Robertson. What's going on? Big freaking night, because this week we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Right off the rip, you can't see it, but there's a new member of the family. Let me see if I can grab him for you real quick. Okay, Gabby's gonna bring him over here. Let's see. On Halloween, our electrician came to the house, Eric, who sometimes watches the streams. What's up, Eric, if you're watching? And he brought this new family member. Are you gonna be on camera? You're just gonna pass him to me? It's not Wonton. I don't know if you could tell. It's his first on-camera debut. He's a French bulldog named Boo. We named him Boo because we got him on Halloween, and also he's a big scaredy pants. He's scared of everything. Wonton owns his life right now, and they're just starting to work out the kinks with one another. So, you can say hi to Boo. Put some love in the chat for Boo. Welcome him. He's here. He weighs 2 times what he weighs, Wonton weighs. So say something for the people, Boo. I'm really scared right now. I don't even know what to say. I just really wish you guys would make sure to pre-order the Mecha Guts. I don't need you shilling for me. All right. So it's exciting over here because he and Wonton are trying to figure out each other's space here. Wonton is a little surly right now, and he's been a good brother. He's shown him the ropes, and he's making sure Boo knows that Wonton's food is Wonton's food, Wonton's bed is Wonton's bed, etc., etc., etc. So he's only a puppy. He's, believe it or not, at that size, he's 8 months old, and he's already double the size of Wonton, but I think he's done growing, so that's good. But anyway, Boo is in the house, so if you see Boo around online, on Instagram, anywhere, you know he's not an intruder. He's part of the fam now, and Gabby's making sure they're doing okay. All right, so a lot to talk about today. Right off the rip, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving us on Patreon. In fact, it's been going so well on Patreon that Gabby and I have talked about it. In fact, I'm going to pull up the Patreon screen in a second so you guys can know what I'm talking about. Gabby and I have been talking about it, and with all that's going on right now, with all the support you guys are giving us, we have decided to, instead of doing 4 streams on YouTube like we've been doing since we got back, and then we're going to be switching to 4 streams total. So 2 streams on YouTube every other week, once every other week, and then 2 streams on Patreon every other week. So we'll still be doing our 2 fun streams on YouTube where we're hanging doing Let's Plays or watch-alongs, and I'll still be doing 2 YouTube streams here on YouTube, but I just needed to make a little bit more room in my schedule to finish the Takuro the Last Dorok book, and to be able to tend to some other things that are happening behind the scenes over at Mondo. So just so you know, we're going to be shifting it up a little bit. So next week on Wednesday, we won't be on YouTube. But this weekend, we will be on Patreon as usual. So Sunday night on Patreon. Next week, we won't be on, and the week after, we'll be back. So just a heads up, just changing up a little bit. I strongly recommend you guys, if you can afford it, you go to Patreon and subscribe there. It is $5 a month. You get 2 extra streams with us there. They're super fun. We have had a blast doing the Let's Plays. Specifically, I hope to do a lot more of them. When you join, if you decide to join tonight, for example, there's already 4 streams you can watch, which I think are evergreen content. You know, you can put us on to watch Starship Troopers and Friday the 13th, the final chapter for now. And you can also watch 2 amazing streams where one of them we played Dead by Daylight, which was super fun because I gave away prints depending on if I won a match or not. And that was super fun. That was like really exciting. Everybody was rooting for it because if I win the match, I'm giving away a print right on the spot. And the other one was a stream for a game called The Mortuary Assistant, where Gabby, not kidding, left the fucking stream because she was so scared, and of the game freaked her out so much. So it is pretty entertaining stuff, I think. I'd say we rewatched it recently with some friends who wanted to see what the game was like. So it still gave Gabby nightmares that night. So all that said, it's a lot of fun. We had a great time. I may have been a little baked during that stream, so that's great. Oh, turn the music down a smidge, we're being told. You got it? All right, sweet. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, we're going to be shifting over 2 streams a month on Patreon, 2 streams a month on YouTube. Still doing the giveaways, still keeping up with the giveaways. I have so many prints and carvings back from when we started this that we haven't even done giveaways for yet. So if you're still getting the exact same membership benefits where you're entered in a raffle I said it's 5 now, right? Because we crossed 75. So now I'm giving away 5 prints a month on the raffle. So 5 of these mini prints, whatever I carve on the stream, is available to you guys. You get 2 extra streams and exclusive access to my patreon.com store. So it's I think it's a really like valuable benefit. I was talking to Raph about it actually, and he said I didn't even tell you this. He said that there are artists who charge like $100 a month, and then you get artwork and stuff. It's not like a raffle, but like that's a Patreon tier. Yeah, collection box, like what you're saying. Yeah. So I think compared to that, we're doing really, really well on the pricing. So if you're able to do it, if you're interested, join it. We keep looking at ways to make the Patreon even more fun, more valuable. Every time we get 25 more members, I'm adding a print giveaway. So as soon as we hit 100 subscribers, I will give away an extra print a month. So we'll be at 6. I have no problem doing it. Happy to do it. I think it's super fun. These prints are super collectible. In the past, people have told me, I love your work, but I'm running out of wall space. I don't know where to put another print, So small prints have been in demand for a long time, and this is a great way to do that. Having said that, the Patreon store will get an update on Friday. So do not forget that. Check your inboxes. Gabby will send out an email, and you just want to make sure you're paying attention because those drops are very, very, very short, is what I can say. If you've been a member, you know. So tonight I'm doing a brand new carving. Can we switch back for just 1 second? You can almost see it here, but it's kind of dark out. I inked it. It's our favorite plant-based hero, right? He's vegan. It's Swamp Thing. I said he's vegan, and I paused waiting for Gabby to say a comment, but I know Gabby has no voice right now. So yeah, we're doing a Swamp Thing block. I'm really proud of this design. It's gonna be a fun one to carve. And but before I get into it, a couple other things I want to talk about right off the top. So definitely check out what I have here. Let's go to that next screen. Let me see. We got the Godzilla news, right? Oh yeah, let's do a new stinger.
Entertainment news.
So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm doing a Swamp Thing block today, and I want to talk a little bit about Swamp Thing. But first, let's go to that Godzilla page. I know I had it in the wrong order. I do want to talk about this first because it's pretty important stuff. So the first Godzilla tab, I think it's the Godzilla.com. Yeah. All right. So Godzilla Day, Friday, right? We got a really cool opportunity. Hector and myself, Hector from Mondo, right, who runs the collectibles and toy division over at Mondo. the genius over there. Did both dogs leave? No? Did somebody leave? Oh, he's over here. Boo, get over there. Boo's investigating the whole garage. Go, 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 go. So we were asked by the kind folks at Toho and Pluto TV. If you don't know, Pluto.tv, it's a website, right, where you can watch different channels for free. It's crazy. It's like no one talks about it, but I went and I checked it out after they invited us. It's really cool. And they have a Godzilla channel, a 24/7 Godzilla channel, which is awesome. So they asked Hector and I to go online on the Mondo YouTube channel and do a watch along. So Hector and I are going to be watching Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and talking all about the movie, talking all about Mondo, and talking all about our brand new releases that are happening that day. Specifically, this, am I on camera? There we go. So this, I'll never get it in focus, but at least Gabby has no voice to make fun of me now. This Mechagodzilla figure, the silver variant, so many people had asked me about. Please, no, that's right, because everything behind me, nothing can focus. Well, that's good enough. This Mechagodzilla figure, the silver variant, is going up for sale on Friday, and there's some stuff I really wanted to share with you guys that I think is super important. Okay, so the black and white lino cut edition sold out. Okay, it was a timed edition. It came and went. It's gone. You can no longer get that one. But the silver edition, okay, is limited. I think it'll say on the Mondo shop how many. I can't read it if you see it. Is it 700 or 600? 600 units only, okay? 600 units only of this guy. But the big difference is, for the first time ever, Mondo is going to be able to make all its Godzilla product available worldwide, except for Japan. But but that means that for the first time, a lot of people who haven't been able to get the Godzilla figures I've released, or Jesse, the Urban Aztec Godzilla, there's a blue variant coming out, right? For the first time, people from different countries will be able to order theirs. So I say that to you guys because I don't know how many of you are from across or from different countries or different territories, but I know plenty of you are from the States. And so I want to make sure that you know that it's not timed. It is important to get there on time this time. And it might be a little trickier to get one just because there's a lot more people that will be able to get one if they show up to pre-order. So just so you know, that is essentially the lowdown on the silver variant of Mechagodzilla. So don't forget to show up that day. A lot of people have been hitting me up about him. He's awesome. I'm super proud of him. It's the first time one of the Godzilla collectibles that I produce comes out in a different colorway. So I love it. I think if you don't even own a Mechagodzilla figure, this guy looks on model enough that he could be your only Mechagodzilla figure. So that's really cool. You can mute your mic. It'll, yours? Okay. So anyway, so yeah, just so you know, again, it's Friday. All the information is over on the Mondo blog, which if you've never been to, just go to mondoshop.com, and there's like an about us or whatever it is, and there's a blog. It talks about it on social media as well, but you're not going to want to run the risk of showing up late that day. If I had to guess, this would be my advice. And I won't be getting any like artist copies or AP. Some people were asking, am I going to have some of my own to sell? None. Zero. We're doing it all through the Mondo shop. Okay. So that's Friday morning. The figures drop Friday night. We're hosting a great a watch along for Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla on the Mondo YouTube channel, but you can have a dual screen experience if you open up Pluto.tv, and you'll be watching the movie there and listen to us talk over on our YouTube channel. It's kind of like when we do our watch alongs. You get both, two screen experience. So super exciting stuff. We're gonna have special guests. I've been told that there will be giveaways on that channel on that night. So make sure you show up for those. If nothing else, if you're tired of listening to me talk, which I don't blame you, you'll be there. You'll be able to pick up a giveaway. What's up? Huh? Chat is saying, will there be any other colorways variants for Mecha G? John, I can neither confirm nor deny that, but there has been some talk of potentially doing a third one. I can't confirm it because I honestly, I never BS you guys. It's not 100% until it's 100% confirmed, but there could be. I'm honestly saying there could be. I'm not sure. But if you don't want to risk it, because there might not be, frankly. But if you don't want to risk it, I would just count on there not being one just in case, because I don't know what the logistics of that one are and how easy it will be to get. Just trust me on that. If you've ever trusted me, trust me on that. All right. So this is probably the one that people are going to be after the most, just because it's got my stylings, but it also's got the silver paint app, and it kind of ticks a lot of boxes. So just again, don't forget Friday. If you're following me on socials, I'll be talking all about it. But yeah, like I said, Jesse's got a new figure dropping, a new colorway of the Godzilla dropping. Florian Burtmer and Matt Ryan Tobin both have beautiful artwork on new vinyls that are dropping. Florian Burtmer did the artwork for Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. It's beautiful. I actually art directed him on that, which was really fun. We worked together to make sure that thing is tip top. And then there's a brand new tiki mug that we're doing for a new colorway of the Ghidorah tiki mug, so it's cool. All right. Oh, there's Jesse's. Yep. What the heck is happening, Boo? Boo wants to play wontons like no sir. I'm a favor. Yeah. There's Florian Space Godzilla record. We're training dogs while we stream a first for the channel. All right, cool. So let's move along. I'm gonna start getting into the carving here, and whoa. Yeah, let's go back to Swamp Thing. We've been talking a little bit about these characters as I carve these, and Swamp Thing is one that's near and dear to my heart. Forgive me today, because I'm gonna be doing the carving and the talking during the stream. So yeah, Swamp Thing's near and dear to my heart. It's one of the first superhero / comic book characters that I remember just like being mystified by, because I didn't really realize he was a comic book character. I first got turned on to Swamp Thing from the movie, the 80s movie. I think it was an 80s movie. I think it was, I'm blanking on who directed that film, but I'm pretty sure it was a substantial name. Someone will help me probably in the chat. But the original Swamp Thing movie. No, I didn't pull it up. I just thought about it right now. But that was the first time I got turned on to Swamp Thing. There was also some like environmental, ecological commercials, like don't pollute stuff, where Swamp Thing was, pissed off about people polluting in the swamp. So he was just kind of a cool mascot. And then, of course, the cartoon, the Saturday morning cartoon. And let me see who got that question answered for me. Yeah, the cartoon that had the Kenner toy line, which is just one of my favorite core childhood memories. I think it was the first time I really started to get into Swamp Thing, was having those figures, and they had such cool like monster features and bad guys, Dr. Arcane. And so probably if you're around my age, 40 or so, right, then you have similar memories and may have been like a big fan of that stuff as well. It was really great, really great stuff. And I remember it being pretty heavy in theme. When you think about Alec Holland, who is the character that turns into Swamp Thing, right? The human that turns into Swamp Thing. It's a pretty big bummer. He's a scientist who works on some kind of like tonic or elixir that the villain of the show or the comic, Dr. Arcane, wants. Alec Holland doesn't want to sell it, doesn't want this thing to fall into the wrong hands. And so he gets attacked and his lab blows up in the swamp, and then he, gets chemicals all over him and mutates and turns into the Swamp Thing monster. And hilarity ensues, and then he falls in love with the villain's daughter, Abigail Arcane. Wes Craven, thank you. Yes. It was on the tip of my tongue. My love, can you turn the headphones down in my ears a little, the microphone down in my ears a little bit? Or just turn my headphones down a little bit. It's fine. Check, 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 check. So I can hear every breath. Check, 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 check. A little lower. Check, 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 check. Yep. If you're watching on Instagram, that's enough. You got to come to watch on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. All right. Bye, Instagram. Yeah. So, you know, he's got the love interest, daughter of the villain. And then I, you know, got a little older and I went to read the comics. And the Bernie Wrightson stuff, art-wise, was by and large my favorite. But it wasn't until I started checking out the Alan Moore comics, the Alan Moore Swamp Thing comics, that I really got into the character. And that's because in those comics, Alan Moore had this idea that, I guess spoilers if you're 40 years late to this comic. Wait, how old? The comics were in the 80s. Yeah, it might have been around the same time. But anyway, the Alan Moore run of Swamp Thing started to pose this theoretical questions. You know, is Swamp Thing himself? Like, in other words, he poses that Alec Holland, the human, dies in that first tragic accident where he was, you know, it wasn't an accident. It was like a plot to kill him. And that Swamp Thing, the character that we love, is actually just a collection of mutated flora, you know, plants, life, and all that has traces of Alec Holland's consciousness. And so throughout the comic, he's at war with himself, wondering, am I a human? Am I like the memory of a human? You know, what am I? And it's this really cool thing where it's a lot of contemplation, and again, as Alan Moore always does, elevates the character, elevates the genre. So it really got me interested in Swamp Thing and made him kind of a highbrow character for comic fans. You know, a thinking man's comic, which to me, man, like if you can take monsters, fighting monsters, and great art, and just a great character design like Swamp Thing, then you can just and then start to put in high concept stuff like that. That's just like meat and potatoes for, you know, a young 20-something-year-old me who wants to be, you know, able to talk about his comics to people who don't collect them and then have something to say. So I love those. Not sure if you guys ever got a chance to read those. Let me know in the chat. Then later on, as I said, I was in love with Bernie Wrightson's art, but it was later, after coming back around years and years later, that I really dug into Bernie Wrightson's artwork, and specifically the work on Swamp Thing. And it's just the coolest thing because they didn't invent Swamp Thing, him and Len Wein. It was something that existed in some horror anthology where it was kind of straightforward, like a guy mutates in some accident and comes back to avenge his death and protect his love interest. But it was kind of like simple, you know, it was kind of straightforward. And so when Bernie Wrightson and Len Wein took it over, they're the ones who created all the actual backstory that we know today. And then recently, Swamp Thing is kind of like popped back into the pop culture zeitgeist. Your microphone's on. You sure it's muted? Tap it. Oh, you're right. Wow. This mic is so sensitive. Yeah, I can hear you. Huh? No, I can hear you through this. Yeah. But anyway, so there was the show that was canceled criminally because it was great. It was a near perfect Swamp Thing design for like a live actor to be inside the suit. So I love that. I mean, I always prefer Swamp Thing to have kind of like a silhouette where there's no perceivable separation from the head and the traps. I kind of like him to be more like a creature in that regard. But it was awesome. And and it was criminally canceled for stupid reasons. I don't remember offhand, but I think it was like budget things that weren't to do with the show. I don't know. I can't speak to it too much, but I know it was, when I read it, I was like, this is stupid. It was a damn shame because it was a really, really good show.
Was it a tax reason?
You the cover is really loud here. It's really loud. And then in addition to that, it was a character that you could play in the Injustice video game that I thought was really well done. The character designs and like the animations of his moves were really cool. So, you know, he kind of gets around. My biggest excitement with Swamp Thing now is that in the new James Gunn DC universe, he announced the first films he wants to produce in that universe, and Swamp Thing was right there. And I believe it's James Mangold, director of Logan, who's going to be tapped to direct the Swamp Thing movie. So I don't know, man. If you're a Swamp Thing fan, I think you're pretty excited about that. You know, James Gunn produced or like spearheaded Swamp Thing movie in a new DC universe where clearly Swamp Thing's going to be important if he's in that first, you know, batch of films. And James Mangold, dude, they're taking it seriously. I love that. My only concern is that they do manage. I hope they manage to keep a level of camp in that. Let's see. What's it? The character first appeared in House of Secrets 92. Thank you, Bob. That's exactly a July 1971 standalone horror story. There you go. And let's see what else. You mean Swamp Thing, the Swamp Thing video game? David, I can't remember a Swamp Thing video game specifically. I do have a vague memory of one. I don't know if I'm right. But if you're referring to that, I'm not sure. I know that Swamp Thing appeared in Injustice, the video game, the fighting game, like the Mortal Kombat style fighting game. But there might be a video game. It does. I have a vague memory now of either an NES cartridge with the sticker on it. I could just be creating it in my fantasy verse. But man, I would kill for a Swamp Thing video game, dude. Also, you know, a fun fact that a lot of people don't know is that John Constantine, the character, is originally from the Swamp Thing comics. That's where he debuted. So everything that people like about Constantine stemmed from there, which is really, really cool. It could be its own little universe of films. And I kind of wish we got it with the show going forward. Really, really good stuff. All right, here we go. It's starting to take shape here. Nice little silhouette. How many of you guys in the chat are Swamp Thing fans, like legitimate Swamp Thing fans? I think he's my favorite DC character by a mile. I love Batman, obviously. Who else would I put up there from DC? I don't think it's close. I think it's Swamp Thing by a long shot. And then everything else is like a distant second. I love Batman, obviously, but just so much Batman that you almost have to like specify what's your Batman. But Swamp Thing to me, you know, is still so full of potential. There was that New 52 run that I thought was really good too, and an amazing illustration on that first issue, Yannick Paquette, which I think is one of the greatest drawings of Swamp Thing ever, including, you know, the classic images from Bernie. And now I can't remember the name of the artist who worked on Alan Moore's run. Tip of my tongue. Someone will tell me in the chat. Don't you guys miss hearing Gabby on the stream? I'm not pressuring you to say anything. I'm just saying it's such an important part of the show. All right. Getting these little asterisks cut out. All right, so Swamp Thing. If you never got into it, I definitely recommend. Oh my God, the Prime 1 Swamp Thing, David. That's what I'm showing, I think, on the thumbnail. I think it's one of the best depictions of the character ever. I would love. Oh, and another fun fact, I did a licensed DC Swamp Thing print for Sideshow. Before many of you may have been familiar with my work, I released a Swamp Thing print, and I love that thing. And it was available through Sideshow Collectibles. I wonder if you can pull that up, my love. Can you see if you can pull that up? I'm sure it'll come up on the Sideshow site. Maybe if you just Google Sideshow Swamp Thing Attack Peter. Although they used to not credit me as Attack Peter on Sideshow's site. There it is. Good. Yeah, check this out, you guys. This is really cool. I don't know how many of you have seen this. Poor Gabby's struggling, bro. No, you're okay, my love. Don't apologize. But yeah, you can see she's gonna pull it up in a second. It was a really, really fun one, and I actually made it before I knew how to, you know, work with any of these big companies or do a licensed piece or anything like that. I was just making my own. Yeah, there you go. It's obviously sold out. Right? There's no versions left? No, it's gone. And but it was a fun one to do. It was super stylized. I wish we could just turn it into a bust and release it over at Mondo, but I don't think we can do that. It's just it was a fun one to do. Anyway, I'd love to just do a new take on him. But I love Swamp Thing, and I love printing it in green like that. Let's see here. So yeah, if you're a fan of the character and you never saw the show, it's definitely worth watching. It's sad that it doesn't continue, but it's kind of wraps up okay. Like, you know, it's kind of satisfying, especially that first episode or so where the effects feel like The Thing. If you've never seen it, let's see here. Yeah. So thank you, Sideshow, by the way, friends over there who made it possible for me to release that officially. That was a really cool feeling to do a official Marvel print for Sideshow and then an official DC print. All right. So yeah, Swamp Thing, man, he rules. What else we got? Yeah, let's go to the next tab. All right. So, dude, this one was pretty crazy. So, full, you know, just so you guys know some context here, Gabby and I had forgotten and kind of semi-checked out of Low-Key Season 2 after the first episode. We both thought it was good. We had no real issues with it, but it wasn't really high on our hype list. So with all this, the stuff and distractions of October and the season, we just forgot to watch the episodes. But Raph was here over the weekend to hang out for our Halloween party, and he was like, dude, you gotta watch Loki, it's really good. And so we sat down one day in the morning and we binged the rest of this episode I hadn't seen yet, and we're caught up until this week. I don't know if this week's episode has come out yet, but we watched it, and I thought that it's a well-made show, but I can't stand any scene in that show with poor Jonathan Majors in it. And I'm not saying that because he's got all this drama going on around him or anything. I think he's awesome, an awesome actor. I loved him in Lovecraft Country. Amazing. Amazing in that show. I thought he was awesome in Creed. I haven't seen a ton of his other stuff, but I was excited when they cast him as Kang. I was not a big fan of the ending of the first Loki season, specifically because of his portrayal of the character in that variant, right? And I'm not saying, and there's nothing wrong if you guys like it, awesome. Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, rain on your parade or anything. Just me personally, I didn't love the portrayal of Kang. Then I watched Ant-Man Quantumania, and totally different portrayal of Kang in that one. I thought it was better. I thought it was slightly better, but not great. Again, there's something about it. Like, I feel like he's doing something, like, it's almost like he's pandering to genre fans unintentionally. He's like, I know what a villain should act like. It should act like this. And I know what a wacky villain should act like. He should be wacky and different. Like, again, not trying to poo-poo it. The guy's clearly talented, all drama aside, but it really, like, took me out of it in this new season. I was like, man, this is really fun. I'm interested in where they're going for the first time in a while with a Marvel piece. But every time he's on the screen, it bummed me out. And so I kept thinking, dude, are we going to have to deal with this for the rest of this phase? Because I don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm going to be very turned on and very taken out of it. And so I saw this headline, and I'm not totally clear because I didn't read it thoroughly. I just kind of quickly skimmed it, and I'm not sure if they're saying that they have decided to move on without him in the as Kang, or if they are considering it. But either way, the fact that it's already out there is not great, and it probably means. I also read somewhere else that Disney, not Marvel per se, but Disney, canceled a movie he was doing with them, something with the word magazine in the title, which probably means that they don't have faith in him coming out of this looking good, his legal trouble. So I don't know much about that. I don't get involved too much in that kind of celebrity drama and stuff like that. I just don't pay attention to it. So whatever happens there is whatever happens there. But either way, it seems like they're going to distance themselves from him as an actor, and I don't know if that means from Kang as a character. This Loki show is really all about him, you know, and so I'm curious how they maneuver that. But it looks like after the last episode, and spoiler warning if you haven't seen it, I myself just caught up, so if you haven't seen it, I'll give you 5 seconds to mute me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you haven't seen it, it looks like they just reset or hinted at resetting the Marvel universe, or a universe in the Marvel MCU, whatever. And that feels like they're trying to make way for something. That feels like they're trying to set the tone for something. And this headline, as you see, it says Marvel executives reportedly considered, see in past tense, pivoting to Doctor Doom after Jonathan Majors' arrest. But if you scroll down on that one, there's a big bold quote that says they haven't had an opportunity to rewrite until very recently because of the strike, but I don't see a path to how they move forward with him. So whoever that is that they're quoting in the article, essentially saying that I don't know how you do it with him. And I don't know if that means legally or contractually or whatever. I don't know. But it seems like they're in a situation where they're going to have to do a hard pivot. And this just bums me out. In a good way, the good side of it is I would much rather watch Doctor Doom as the antagonist of the MCU than Kang. Like, they were kind of mixing up the roles from the comics anyway, as we get to Secret Wars and all that. But I did want Kang to be awesome. And I did like the idea of Kang being a villain that, you know, with the canon of the story, helps to establish a multiverse and potentially reset the universe. Because you know that was going to come at some point, bro. You got to have your A-listers in the universe. You got to explain where the X-Men have been, you know, whatever you do with the X-Men. So I always thought that something like this was going to happen. But this is not the way I had hoped, you know, even though I don't like his portrayal of Kang. This feels like they're going to have to make decisions on the art based on the real world politics and real world happenings. And I feel like that, you know, it would have been better if they could have just created their path, their story, and stuck to that. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let's see. Oh, when do I get to hang out with Raph? Rich, just invite him to your house. Invite him to the house. Bob says, oh yeah, bring on Doom. Chris says, nah, I think they're just saying they thought about switching to Doom. I think you're right, Chris. I think you're right. But yeah, like Rich is saying, there's a Variety article about it. Yep, they need fresh material as well as the new MCU X-Men would be. Yeah, they really should have announced Kang Dynasty, and they really shouldn't have. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Raph. But yeah, they wanted to drive the hype train, and I was pretty hyped when I heard all that. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be cool. And I don't think anybody was less than excited about Jonathan Majors, because the guy's an awesome actor, as I've said. For me personally, it's just not working. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a bummer. It's a bummer because of how strong Marvel films, even your least favorite Marvel movie, whatever it is, whether you're one of those folks who thinks Thor: The Dark World is the worst, which I don't think it's as bad as many people say it is, but or if you're one of those people who thinks the first Hulk movie was, or the Edward Norton Hulk movie, I actually like that movie. What was my least favorite Marvel movie? Probably the Eternals. The Eternals not my favorite. But anyway, even that movie still feels like okay. Like it doesn't damage canon, doesn't mess up any characters or anything. So that was a strong run of films that started to just fall apart, and the Kang stuff is really, in my opinion, not helped. Not helped. So it's sad to see, man. I'm rooting for it, man. I gotta be honest with you, I'm rooting it. I think all pop culture is better off when Marvel is awesome. You know, I think the MCU being great has forced the DCU to try to do whatever it can to be as beloved. You know, if the James Gunn universe ends up being great, I think we can thank the MCU, frankly. Because I don't know that they would felt obliged to do anything if MCU wasn't doing so well. So I'm rooting for it, man. And look, if they end up staying with Anthony Majors and Jonathan Majors, and he comes back and he starts doing well in the role, I'd be fine with that. I have nothing against the guy. I hope everything works out, you know. But if this is what it seems to be, then I guess we might not be a long time before we're done with him. Anyway, so that's that. I'm already hooked on the show on Loki, so I am invested. They deleted their whole freaking Instagram account, you guys. They're committed to the marketing here, so I'll give them credit for that. I'm looking forward to seeing it. All right, what else we got? Oh yeah, what did the chat have to say? Let's see. Let me see. They decided to make Kang the big bad just because of his Loki performance. That wasn't even the plan. Oh really? That sucks, because I thought his Loki performance was not good. Chris says, I hated that shit in Loki season 1. Felt like the Wayans brothers. Wait, there's more? Yeah, I kind of had this weird, like, over-the-top, tongue-in-cheek. It was almost like they were, like, it almost felt... I always say this. I feel like ever since Heath Ledger's Joker, everybody's been trying... Not everybody. A lot of actors have been trying to capture that lightning in a bottle, like, I'm evil, but I'm also wacky and different and strange and quirky. And I don't think that it's as simple as that. I think it turns out Heath Ledger did an amazing job because he was a really good actor and had a really good influence for that role. And if you guys don't know, he basically took Tom Waits and took the personality of Tom Waits and applied it, and the vocal and the demeanor and all that, the tone, and applied it to the Joker. And it was something unique and interesting. So, and of course the makeup design was awesome. The costume was awesome. So it's not as simple as just being weird. So yeah, I didn't love it. Wasn't feeling Kang, and I've never gave a single shit about Kang in comics. I agree with that, Chris Alarcon. I never cared about Kang in the comics. I like the design of Kang. It has a cool retro vibe, and I like how they updated it. But yeah, I was more interested in the fact that if they were gonna roll the dice on Kang, that potentially they had a really good plan. Because you're right. Why wouldn't you just go right to Doctor Doom? Galactus. I mean, you could start with Doctor Doom as Victor Von Doom and then slowly turn him into, you know, the big bad. That would have been cool too. You didn't have to go right to him as the big bad. You could Thanos him for a while. But clearly they weren't ready on the Fantastic Four side of things. So it's too bad. Love and Thunder by... Oh, yeah, Larry, I did not like that movie. There's elements about it that I like, but Jesus, that was not my opinion of a successful Gore the God Butcher portrayal, especially when you have a perfect actor for it, man. Jesus. Yeah, pedals and stuff. Yeah, Kang is rough. The Ant-Man movie was rough for me, too. Eternals was so boring to me. I'm with you guys. I want Doom and Sinister squaring up versus the mutants in the Fantastic Four. Bob, I hope we get that, dude. Problem is most of the storylines are based on mutant genocide, not a film-friendly topic. Yeah, you're right. Which is crazy. Bob says most of the films are based on mutant genocide, not a film-friendly topic these days. And you're 100% right, man. And I'll tell you how I feel about that. I feel like art should reflect the world that we live in and potentially have something to say about it. The problem is what was created by a couple of guys, on a comic who were not being scrutinized heavily, it's rare that you're going to get that kind of biting material from a major studio that's known for being family friendly, that also wants to sell tickets to theme parks and toys and all that kind of stuff to all people of all ages. So yeah, I think you're right, dude. I think it's going to be hard to broach those topics in a 4-quadrant movie like that. So I don't know how you do X-Men without getting controversial and without getting heavy on the topics. And yeah, it looks like the world is in a really rough spot where those topics are pertinent. And to me, it would be awesome to say, you know what? We know people are going to watch these movies. We should be doing what Stan Lee, Chris Claremont, and the whole gang did back then, which is talk about difficult topics, through metaphor, through allegory, and assume that our audience is going to be intelligent enough and mature enough to handle it. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case anymore. I really don't know if that's the case anymore. So it's a bummer, man. But I'm going to be optimistic because I do think, to use a sports analogy, winning cures everything. And if the end of this Loki show is a banger, we got 2 episodes, I believe, left, right? If the end of this Loki show is a banger, I'm telling you right now, the whole internet's going to change its tone. And it's going to be like Marvel's back and this, that, and the other. And then it's going to be the balls back in Marvel's court to say, okay, we've righted the ship to some degree. Let's see what we can do from here, because they have put out enough great stuff. 22 films that everybody generally likes a lot, to be able to earn a little benefit of the doubt. I mean, they can't go on forever making soft films that nobody really likes. I'm not very confident in the Marvels, although I really liked the Miss Marvel show. And I didn't dislike Captain Marvel as much as a lot of people did. I don't think I've ever watched it again. Maybe one time when we were doing a whole Marvel watch through during the pandemic, but I didn't think it was bad. I just didn't think it was like great. I think the character portrayal is a little wooden, which is, fine if that's the direction they want to go in, but it's tough because all the Marvel characters have this likable side to them. So, but anyway, I'm not super confident in that movie. I don't know if that's the ideal movie to come out right now, but it is what it is. I do like Monica Rambeau a lot. I loved her in WandaVision. I thought she was really cool. Great. I love the actress. I don't remember her name. And I really liked Miss Marvel for what it was. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it was the greatest show of all time, but I had a better time watching that than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for example. That's for sure. So I'm optimistic for it too, but I'm not like, I'm cautiously optimistic. Chris Alarcon says Gore the God Butcher in the comics was legit insane, so good, and what the fuck was that in the movie? I'm with you on that one. It was weird. I'm hoping that more Asian actor character lead superhero movies made. Yeah, I love Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi. I always forget the right pronunciation. It's Shang-Chi, like that Shang-Chi. Yeah, I love that movie, and the ending wasn't my favorite, but Simu Liu, dude, I'll watch that guy in anything. We love Kim's Convenience, and seeing him in Shang-Chi was awesome, and being able to see him in more MCU stuff is going to be awesome too. I wish he was already in more stuff. I wish he would pop up here and there, because I do think when we came out of that movie, we were both like that it was good, not perfect, but I would easily embrace him as the You can put Shang-Chi, you put Peter Parker, you put who else is around now? Thor's still around. They're gonna have to fix them a little bit. But you got some good characters there, dude. I like Miss Marvel. I think you can figure her out. And then you have, you know, Doctor Strange is still around. You bring in your Fantastic Four. So yeah, to me, Simu Liu is an A-list Marvel character actor right now, and I would love to see him definitely doing more for sure. Taika Waititi cooked in the kitchen and burned the dish that was Love and Thunder. Yeah, it was rough. See, they are toying with the idea of bringing back the original Avengers. I did hear that. Rumor has it that there is a pretty significant tease for the mutant universe, and of course, we have Deadpool 3. Raph, are you talking about in Loki? Let's see, because there was that tease for the mutants in Miss Marvel when they literally play the X-Men theme song. What's a better theme song, you guys? The X-Men animated theme song or the Batman the Animated Series theme song? Oh no, this one? Okay, all right, I'm still here talking. I'm just gonna restart the art cam. It's a little guy. Still here. Let's see here. I'm coming for that Mecha Godzilla on Friday. Jacob Walsh, thank you, sir. He is going to be limited and, like we said, globally available except for Japan. So don't think you can show up late for that one. I love doing a timed edition. This one is limited, and I think that'll be like. I think you'll still be fine, you guys, if you show up on time. I really believe that anybody who shows up on time is going to be able to get one. I just don't think it's going to be like as easy to get this time as the last one, because again, it is limited. People hear that and they just show up because they know it's limited. And again, opening up the territories. Thank you to Toho for that. Gonna spread the Attack Peter love across the globe. My world tour through Mecha Godzilla. Let's see. Is it better now, my love? Yeah, right? Still, it's okay. Don't worry about it too much. It always has. I don't know what. We're gonna have to. Anybody who knows about cameras and stuff. Oh, is it? Yeah, close tabs. And yeah. We'll move on. Yeah. No, we'll move on. Let's see. Five Nights. Oh, this is a quick one. I just want to say Gabby and I watched, and Raph was here too. We watched Five Nights at Freddy's. Wait, was Raph here for that? Yeah. Yeah, right? And, dude, didn't hate it. I actually thought it was pretty enjoyable. It certainly skews young, okay? It's definitely horror. You know, it's a Blumhouse movie. It's Five Nights at Freddy's, which is based on a horror IP, but it's not so scary that you can't watch it. It's actually, I think, like scary in the way, scary for kids, you know what I mean? Scary for kids and preteens and all that. But having said all that, I thought it was really enjoyable. I thought that the animatronics that they used, which is apparently they're actually real animatronics, and the Jim Henson Creature Shop created them. I thought they were awesome, to be honest with you. And so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The acting is fine. I don't think it was like stellar or anything, but it was fine. It serviced the script, and then the script itself, the story, was fine. It wasn't like next level. There's a little mini twist. If you're not, I mean, I don't know the IP that well. Like, I don't know how much they stuck close to the game or how much they departed. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I don't really have any like hardcore loyalty to that IP, but I thought it was entertaining as hell, man. And we watched it on Peacock. Didn't go to the theater for it, but I don't think I would have watched it otherwise. And so if you want to check something out that's fun like that, has a spooky vibe, but is not gonna like keep you up at night, definitely take a crack at Five Nights. It's fun. It gave me like Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes. If you remember the show from Nickelodeon, Snick. It gave me Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes. And I mean that in a good way, because I used to like that show a lot. All right, close that tab and free up that space. Yeah, I didn't. I'm gonna do a dissertation on Five Nights. Oh man, back to Marvel, bro. So this apparently, I think this is good news. I think this is good news. And the headline reads, Blade reboot will have a pretty small budget by Marvel standards. I think this is good news because when the Marvel movies were coming out at a consistent clip and you would hear these budgets, they were so big. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's an expensive movie. How are you going to make any money? And over time, I remember hearing a lot of pundits and commentators on the internet saying, dude, there's no need for any movie to cost this much. It's just that you're paying a fortune for actors. You're paying a fortune for this, that, and the other. And there are other small budget movies that are more effective in terms of special effects, better stories, you know, great actors, even if they're unknown. And if we don't do something about these Marvel movie budgets, they're gonna get to a point where they can't be successful because it's gonna be too much money to earn back. And so I was hoping that, especially as Marvel started to lean into the horror verse, right? Like Werewolf by Night, Blade, if we ever get a solo standalone Man-Thing show or movie, you know, that they would start to get smart about filmmaking again, man, you know, and figure out ways to make kick-ass stuff on a smaller budget. You know, speaking of Blumhouse, we were just talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. The reason Blumhouse is successful as a production company, studio, whatever it's called, is because they make decent sized box offices off of tiny budgets. Like, if I remember correctly, I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but The Invisible Man was like a less than a $10 million movie. Gabby's gonna look it up. Yeah, the recent one. And it ended up doing really well. It was a $7 million budget. And how much did it make in box office, if you can pull that up? So 144.5 million worldwide against 7 million. And when you take 7 million, people say half the price of the budget is what's used for marketing. Okay, so make it 10 million, right? Let's say it's 11 million. It made 145 million on $11 million budget. Now, it's a clever film where a lot of the acting is done with no one in the room besides the star actress. I forget her name. But nonetheless, this is what Blumhouse does. They take a really good idea, Elizabeth Moss, and they make it with a very small budget, knowing that they may not have as wide of an audience as, like, say, a Marvel movie, but they are super successful now, dude. They're super successful. They're operating within their means. And I love that model so much. It's like a classic horror movie model. You know, these movies are probably not going to be as widely embraced as like a AAA movie or a big action tentpole or a summer blockbuster. So you don't invest as much money into them, but you still need to make a good movie. And so the filmmakers get creative about how to achieve those things. And I think horror has always stuck around because it can be made on a budget by good filmmakers. So it just makes me happy that potentially Disney, Marvel has kind of like learned this lesson, realized that box office numbers in general are not what they used to be, even though that some movies still come in and crush. But for example, how much was the budget for Five Nights at Freddy's? I bet it's the highest Blumhouse movie budget ever.
Bob says Five Nights at Freddy's was 25 million to make and 30 million in marketing.
So 25 million to make, 30 million in marketing. And they've almost grossed 150 million. So it's tripled its total budget in earnings in just a few weeks. or maybe less, 2 weeks, or maybe 1 week, or 1 weekend, right? It's only been 1 weekend. That's amazing.
No, it came out a little bit before.
Okay, so let's say like 1 week, but that's amazing, right? And that's a model that I really hope these studios continue to look at and adopt. You know, make stuff that needs to be low budget. I get that you might need to pay a lot more for an Avengers movie. I get it. I get that you're gonna have an ensemble cast, and that it's probably an ensemble cast of actors who have already made previous films and therefore can negotiate a higher fee for the film. I get all that, but they don't all have to be that big of a budget. You could make smaller movies. I enjoyed Werewolf by Night more than any Marvel movie that has come out since Spider-Man Far From Home, the Mysterio one. That was the last Marvel movie that I really enjoyed. It was after Endgame, so obviously it was going to be tough to beat Endgame. But I still thought it was a lot of fun. And since then, nothing had been as entertaining to me for Marvel movies until that Werewolf by Night movie. And the expectations were different, obviously. It's a made-for-TV special event. No one knew what to expect. But I guarantee you the budget on that was not the same as a Marvel movie. And it was a first-time director, Michael Giacchino. So crazy. So hopefully with Blade, because that's the headline here, it is more about clever filmmaking. And there's a chance for that thing to be really successful for the studio. So I'm hoping. Let's see, chat. Hold on 1 second. I gotta nail this eyeball here. Once you get to the eyeball phase, you really can't mess around. You really gotta nail it. Trying to give him a cool, like, round, mysterious, paranormal, ghostly eyes. Different depictions of Swamp Things. Some of them have pupils, some of them don't. All right, let's see what's up, chat. You're getting the hammer, Raph. Uh-oh, what did Raph do? Hear me out. Marvel x Blumhouse Blade. Hey, I wouldn't mind. That was a great movie. Larry, which one are you talking about? Five Nights? That was a lot of fun, man. Blumhouse is also making a Spawn movie. Exactly. Five Nights. Oh, yeah, got the budget there. FNAF, 20 million. But yeah, exactly. I can see Chad Stelsky, John Wick director, be one of the best people for a Blade movie. That would be awesome. You really just need... I mean, with a Blade movie, what do you need? You need great vampire special effects, which, you know, we established in the first two Blade movies that what that could appear to look like with varying budgets. And you need great fight choreography, right? Obviously, you want a great charismatic actor, which Mahershala Ali is awesome. They almost lost him, too, from what I read. Let's see what else we got there. Jaws was made basically with yellow barrels. Exactly. And it was perfect. Let's see. Oh, Invisible Man. Yeah, exactly. It was a great movie, man. Hey, shout out Toying Around in the chat. We got the Jacob from Toy Anxiety. And Toying Around is also in the chat. So super exciting. If you guys haven't checked out Toying Around, it's, I mean, I love my toy YouTube channels. We were on that show recently. Had a lot of fun. And can't recommend them enough. The only show where the interview happens while you unbox some toys. So that's a really good shtick. Good on them. All right, here. So, what else we got? Did I put another article? Hopefully, God, I did. Oh, well, yeah. I just wanted to show this picture because I wanted to give a shout out to the company that produced my Halloween mask and gloves, the costume. I put this on my Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw it. But this was my Halloween costume. So excited to be able to to don this at our party. And it is a mask and set of gloves, silicone, everything's silicone. Made by the fine folks at Immortal Masks. Shout out to Andrew Freeman and George. I'm gonna butcher your name, dude. Apologize. Frangandakis, I think. I apologize if I got that wrong. But those guys run an amazing company that produces masks and gloves and costumes that you see if you ever go to Halloween Horror Nights. They are the team that produced the Winnie the Pooh mask that was used in that Blood and Honey movie. There's like a Five Nights at Freddy's fan film coming out that uses their masks. Like, the masks are so good that independent fan films are coming out now that are hinging on the incredible quality of these masks. You just put them on and they move with your face. It looks like you're wearing a prosthetic, and you can buy them. They're not cheap. They're quite expensive, but when you're done with them, you basically have a life-size, bust collectible for your collection if you're like me and like masks. But I can't thank them enough because it was such an awesome costume because of their stuff, and it was just so easy. Just throw it on. And look, let's be honest, it's not easy to wear a silicone mask for an entire party, so I did change out of it from time to time into a simpler costume. But it was also so scary to our niece and some of our friends' kids that I also felt bad because of how it was probably bumming them out. So I did change out of it once in a while for that reason. Yeah, in my party, Raph can attest, I do change the costume out every once in a while. We got a super chat. Yo, if you're asking Gabby to sing, you're in bad shit. Oh, Johnny Cock, what's up, dude? What's better than 1 Attack Peter Mechagodzilla, 2 Attack Peter Mechagodzilla's? Fingers crossed I secure one this Friday. Stay awesome, you too. Johnny, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Johnny, you're always very generous on all the streams I watch, and you're throwing in those super chats is really cool, man. So thank you for that. Thank you for being a big supporter. It really helps. And so, yes, huh? Yeah, because you can go through these pictures, sure. Yeah, do that. This is me and Gabby. Gabby had an amazing silicone appliance to her brow, very much in the vein of like the classic vampires on Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Lost Boys. Super creepy to see her transform with that. I think it's one of the most effective prosthetics you can ever see on TV and film in terms of transforming the actor's face. So it was really weird to see Gabby look that fucking crazy, but she always goes all in for Halloween too, so it was awesome. And yeah, she did the makeup. Her sister did the makeup on her. You can see it more clearly here. Here's one of my change out costumes. But yeah, Gabby's costume, dude, the makeup is so good. Here's me and my buddy Brian Reedy, who many of you know if you collect his artwork. Brian made his own Day of the Dead mask and costume. And so he was here at the party. It was a lot of fun to see him and his lovely wife, Simone, longtime friends of ours, also Miami natives. Really, really cool. And here's some shots of the party. This is some of the animatronics we had on display. We went all out. We always do, with the lighting and the decorations. It's a whole production. It takes us like 2 weeks to set up and probably another 2 weeks to tear down totally because it's, us and some friends. Thank God for our friends. This is our front yard. We went with a simpler look this year and having an inflatable ghost face. I'm usually not a huge fan of inflatables just because I don't like what they look like during the day when they deflate. It looks like somebody came in and had a drive-by on your front yard and a bunch of dead balloons. But I just love, we have 2 ghost face inflatables now. One, like 5'1" and this big boy. And it's just so funny to see a ghost face inflatable to me that I couldn't resist it. So I think this is a Spirit product. So if you're interested, you can check it out there. Love it. And they pack up so easily. And here's a shot of us giving away the prizes for the costume contest. We do a costume contest every year where I just make up categories on the spot based on whatever costume makes me laugh or entertains me the most. So this was us doing that at the end of the night. We gave away some cool prizes too. Let's see. The categories, I don't remember them exactly now. We had Well, we had one costume category that was basically a prize for the kids, and it was the category. Most of the kids by the end of the night take off their costumes, and they're all in shambles. So I gave a prize to the only kid still wearing their costume at the end of the night. So I gave that prize away, and then we had our neighbor show up in a shower curtain, like that classic shower curtain costume. And so, which was a good reference to Karate Kid. And now that I think of it, he comes to the costume party in a shower curtain costume. And so I gave him most naked costume. He wasn't naked underneath, but it was the most referring to naked. We have had 2 years in a row where our friend Haidar shows up from Shoujo Beer Company with thongs on for different costumes. So every year I give him the most inappropriate costume for a family party. And this year they weren't able to make it, so we gave it in honor of Haidar. We gave the most alluding to a naked costume. And then finally, my buddy Michael, who goes by Hungry Yokai on Instagram, we tag him all the time on things. He's a great chef and a great friend. He came dressed up as like a booty ass Sonic the Hedgehog, intentionally derpy. And him and his wife came a little late to the party. They were at a wedding before. And so just to troll him and to tease him, I gave him a prize for the fastest character who showed up the latest to the party. So that was funny. I love that. We gave him some good prizes too. So it was fun, man. I'm happy Raph got to come to the party. It was a lot of work. No, it's okay. This is a cool effect that we set up in our house too, by the way. If you ever heard of the company Atmos Effects, they do these projection effects. You can just get a cheap little projector on Amazon, or you can buy it from them. It's like 50 or 60 bucks. And then they sell you these video files that you can just project onto screens or sheets or whatever. And they're pretty creepy, dude. Great original video loops and really creepy stuff that you can set up no problem in your house, no matter what size your house is, and super effective. So Atmos Effects, we discovered them last year. Really cool, man. A lot of good companies doing good stuff now. And then on the as I'm almost done here, before we get to the last slide, I have a giveaway I want to do. This is not a giveaway for my art, okay? But you've heard me talking a lot about what I think is the greatest Funko Pop ever made, the Toxic Avenger Funko Pop. Can this focus? There it is. Can I change it? Oh, please focus. Christ, we just had it. Well, whatever. Here he is. The greatest Funko Pop ever made, the Toxic Avenger Funko Pop. I wanted to make sure I did not miss out on this guy. So I reached out to a buddy of mine who works on the Funko side of things. Said, dude, if you find one of these, hold one. I'm happy to pay for it. And so he was looking around. I hadn't heard back for a while. And then my buddy Chris Lamphere from Troma said, hey, they're out at Target. And he sent me a link. So I went out and got my own. But then just like a week ago or a few days ago, my buddy from Funko sent me this one in the mail. So he actually did remember and come through. But I have two now, and I don't feel like I need to keep two. So I'm going to give one away. I am confident when I say this is the single greatest Funko Pop ever created. Toxic Avenger Funko Pop. It's almost like a subversive mishmash of things. And so we're going to give one away to you guys. All you got to do, as usual, when Gabby puts up the link, you're just going to put your name and info in the chat. This is just for fun. This is a fun one. So if you want to win it tonight, just for hanging with us this late in the stream, it's my pleasure to you guys. I'm going to give that away, and you will not be disappointed. I promise you. If you've, I know it's like fashionable to shit on Funko and stuff here and there, but I'm telling you, if you're a toy collector, if you're a Toxic Avenger fan, there's no denying that this thing is freaking awesome. I love it. And I only wish that they came out with a jumbo one. I only wish they could. Chris Lamphere, if you're in the chat, or if you're watching this, make the call, bro. Let's get a jumbo one made. I don't know if it's his call. Just being a dick. But yeah, it's an awesome one, and I'm just gonna send one to you guys, one of you guys, because it's just that cool. It's one of those things where I almost bought a second one at Target because I loved it so much. I'm like, somebody's gonna love this as much as me one day, and I want to be able to give it to But I couldn't think of who to give it to, so I just got the one and hoped that another collector found it in the wild. I love the Toxic Avenger so much, you guys. You guys know that. All right, there he is on the screen. Apparently you can buy it now. This is not an ad in any way. This is not affiliate. I don't even know if I'm allowed to give away a Funko Pop on my stream, like, because I work for Funko, technically, but, well, just don't tell them. Nobody tell them, please, God. Let me keep my job. All right. I thought this guy was going to be a quick carve. I don't have him. Mom, do you have one? Oh, did she do a joke? Oh, Gabby's funny. So my mom says, why aren't there pictures of her and my stepdad in the chat? And Gabby goes, because nobody could find you. And the reason is because they were both dressed up like Waldo. It's awesome. Mom, if you have one, send it to Gabby's No, nobody sent it. Did you guys take pictures? If not, let me know. Send it to us. It was an awesome costume. Mom, I'm not surprised to see in costume. Mom's always had tremendous Halloween spirit. But my stepdad is now 2 years in a row with a great costume. Very proud of him. The spirit of Halloween permeates through their skin. So, Mom, if you have a picture, send it to my Instagram and Gabby can open it up and show the folks. It's definitely worth seeing it. Or you can post it in the Facebook group. That's what I'm going to show next after this. So the link is in the chat if you want to win it. Oh my God, Johnny Cock, you're the funniest guy of all time, bro. He goes, a Funko of Junko, Melvin Junko. You ruled. I love that. How did I not think of that? I am the pun master and I didn't think of that. All right, so while you guys are doing that, I'm pretty close to being done with the carving. Gabby, if you don't mind going to the Facebook tab. So I asked you guys on the Facebook group to show us your costumes. And so I posted the picture of Gabby and I there. And in the comments, you guys started posting them. So I wanted to show them because I think they're really cool. And Gabby can go through them there. First of all, am I right that this is Matt's? Yeah, this is Matt's son. And dressed up as a pumpkin. He's so cute. What's he eating there? He's eating something good. I don't know what he's eating. He's a cute kid, man. And Matt and his family always support me and the work we make over here, you know, in a big way. So we love them very much. Thank you, Matt. But that kid of yours is adorable. Who's this? Jason what? Jason Winters. This is great. This is no, dude, this is from the Rob Zombie movie. Obviously Wonder Woman, but then I forgot the name of the character, but it's from. No, I don't think it's from House of a Thousand Corpses. I think it's 31. No, I think it's 31, which I actually haven't seen that movie. But I know the character. I'm pretty sure he's from there. But someone will correct me if I got it wrong. But yeah, really cool. That makeup is strong. That makeup goes a long way. A classic like dark eye sockets and white face is always a good like Halloween motif. The Wonder Woman looks great. Ben Donnelly, Mecha Godzilla. We got the Super 7 mask there, and then a Mothra, and then a small Godzilla there. That's a good gang. That's a good Godzilla gang right there. Yeah, man, it's great because those masks that Super 7 put out, they feel like retro masks, even though they're new. But when you just wear them, you get like a 2-for-1. You get a Godzilla-esque costume, but you also get like a retro themed costume, which you can't go wrong with that. That's a really cool benefit to those costume masks. House Otis Driftwood, House of a Thousand Corpses. You're right. I guess I got it wrong. Gabby with the points. I don't know why I didn't remember him. Oh, at the end when he's doing the freaking ceremony, right? In the field or whatever. Right before the Dr. Satan scene. That movie, as a kid, scared the bejesus out of me, dude. When they put Dwight in that weird fish taxidermy thing he did. Raph as the ghost face. Now Raph, think Raph knew this, but we ended up doing a ghost. He didn't know it in advance, I should say. We did a haunted house. Gabby last year decided we were going to do a haunted house, and we set up a haunted house in a 20 by 10 tent. You know, one of those big tents. And it was a super success. So this year we decided we wanted to do a Scream themed one. I don't think Raph knew that. So when we were doing the actual haunted house that night, Raph actually jumped in as one of the scare actors, because we had 2 scare actors, and then we had Raph at the end, right when you're leaving the haunted house and you think you're safe and you're out of the woods. Raph got many people with a good scare. He scared the shit out of people, dude, because he was smart enough to bang on the garage door as they exited. They did not see it coming. Nope. That was awesome. Who we got? Joe? Joe Hunt as Ted Lasso and crew. That's awesome. The
Paw Patrol. One of the girls is Paw Patrol and the other one is a Hufflepuff.
Oh, Gabby's telling me one of the girls is a Paw Patrol character and the other is a student of the Hufflepuff house, which is awesome. Yeah, I think the Ted Lasso costume is going to be the new favorite for dads, dude. It's like you can just throw on the gear and you're you. It's awesome. Oh, I remember seeing this one. Yeah, Ryan Thomas Kidd as Beetlejuice. So good, dude. So cool. That I actually went as that specific Beetlejuice look years and years and years ago. And to achieve, I used to have big hair, if you can believe it. But to achieve the look, I shaved the front half of my head. The front half of my, I went like this. And so I looked like I was bald. So I had to end up shaving my head, right, after the costume. But that's how committed I was. And Gabby goes, and it never grew back. Shh. I did it for the holiday. So yeah, man, thank you guys. I'd love to see. Oh, what's this new? Sarah Large. That's Scooby Doo. You got Ghostface. Oh, from Wizard of Oz, the Flying Monkeys. I can't tell what that is. Yeah, but it looks awesome. Good stuff there. You like seeing a whole family get dressed up, you know. Christopher Cox. Oh, Michael Myers. That's a creepy photo too. Good stuff. You can't ever have enough Michael Myers costumes either. You want to at least have one at a party or a get together. Mom send it? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. We're gonna pull up my mom's costume. It was a great one. Mom, if you would have stayed, I would have had a great prize / joke. I would have said something like, I was gonna give this first prize to my mom and my dad, but I can't find them. No. What? Mom, post it in the Facebook group then. We can't see it on Instagram for some reason. I'm pretty sure you're in the Facebook group. Patrolling. Yeah. Okay, giveaway's gonna get closed and we're gonna call it now. This guy's just about done. Get a few more textures here. Let me know what you guys think about this carving so far. I'm liking them a lot. I'm so particular about Swamp Thing and the design that you know, if I can't get it exactly to my liking, I would have a really bad time with it, but I love it. I love Swamp Thing, and I think this is a good design. You got the wheel ready? Okay, no problem. Gabby's gonna bring up the wheel in just a second. See who amongst you is the lucky winner of the Toxic Avenger Funko Pop. Here we go. You guys ready? Here we go. Spinning for the winning. All right, looks like Jason Winters. Jason Winters, who we just saw dressed up in costume, right? Is now yes, sir. Jason Winters is a winner. Congratulations, Jason. There you go. You are the proud owner of the single greatest pop of all time. You know what I never understood about Funko Pops? What the hell is the numbering system? 479 of what? Certainly not the 479th Toxic Avenger character. I don't know what that number means. But anyway, this is going to be yours, sir. This is going to be yours. So we'll be contacting you to get your info, or do we already have it? Oh, we already have it. We're going to send it to you, bud. Congratulations. And thanks for hanging all the time and watching. You're always around, dude. We appreciate you tremendously. All right. This is pretty much done. I'm going to call it Swampy. I'm going to do a print right here, and I'm going to do something. God, I hope this works. Be right back? No, I got the block. I moved the inking thing right here, so I don't have to even go away. So I'm going to do it right here. Yeah, so let's get this going. I'm going to try something. I hope this works.
We can do the Patreon shout out.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to do, we're going to shout out our patrons while I do this, but I hope this works. So I normally do a black block print. I am going to try to create green and print a green one. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, I'll do black. We're in control. Yeah, the black ink is really reliable. And sometimes when you're mixing the colors, it's very sensitive. I just found one of these. So yeah, just before I get to this, just a reminder on everything. Friday, big day, Mecha Godzilla drops. Hector and I will be hosting a watch-along stream on the Mondo YouTube channel. Hopefully we can start doing more Mondo YouTube streams and talk with our the creators of the stuff that we work on and release, and have more giveaways. So yeah, trying to dust off the old Mondo YouTube. But make sure you come out. It's like 8 o'clock my time, Eastern. So if you're on the Eastern time zone, it's 8 o'clock. And then if you're on the West Coast, I don't know what the heck the time change is going to do. Someone told me today, Gabby, I don't know if you heard this, that the time change, right, the fall backward, makes it so that the time difference between time zones is less. That's crazy. All right. Big shout out to our Patreon members as we do this. You guys, man, are so freaking awesome. And I never in a million years, by the way, have we updated this one recently? Yeah, we're gonna update it this week. We got some new subscribers since this. Yes, for the November version. But yeah, I never in a million years thought that anybody would back me on Patreon, much less as many of you have. So thank you so freaking much. It's so awesome. I just love that it's there, and I love that we can build something together there, knowing that everybody's involved, everybody can see everything that posts. You know, the content that we create, there's a lot more evergreen too. So just thank you all, man, for real. Thank you so much. And I really love that we can do these giveaways on Patreon, because, you know, when we started doing the YouTube channel again, I'm like, I want to make art on the stream, but I don't always just want to make something up, you know, or have to pull something from the Takuro universe to be able to do it. And as long, you know, as it's something that everybody recognizes, I think it makes it a little bit more exciting. So yeah, now we have a place for it to live, you know, in these giveaways. And yeah, it's only $5 a month, as Gabby said, you know, here we go. All right, I'm gonna try this ink color here. Look, so let's see if this works. I think I gotta mix up a little bit more, because it's a light color. It's gonna need more ink. Let's see here. Let's see. And this ink is a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little stickier than the oil-based stuff, because these pigments are more of an acrylic-based ink. So got a good color. Okay, I'm happy with the color. I need to mix a little bit more, so everybody hold while I do that. Now I want to go back and watch that Wes Craven Swamp Thing movie again. I haven't seen it in so long. I know you haven't seen it, right? And there's a sequel too, but... And by the way, I think the actress, if I'm not mistaken, is Heather Locklear. Yeah. Should pull up the poster. The poster I remember being awesome. I remember from the video rental store when I was a kid. Oof. They said it earlier in the chat. I don't remember. Warang says, I'm surprised no Godzilla prints on Godzilla Day. Any releasing before the end of the year. By the way, Warang, good to see you. Been a minute. No prints planned for the end of the year, and I'll be straightforward. It's because I am working hard on that book. I have, again, just because you guys are always here and you guys are my crew and I can tell you things. I have a new Godzilla print approved in sketch form. Huh? Oh, then what am I thinking about? Maybe it's the second movie. There's a sequel. I'm pretty sure Heather Locklear is involved in this somehow, or I'm not just inventing stuff. Alright, let's see here. 89, Return of the Swamp Thing. Heather Locklear, haha. So anyway, Horing, I have a sketch approved by Toho. I can start working on it. I haven't started working on it because I'm just like, I just don't want to take any time away from the book right now, if I'm being totally honest. So you might see less, not that I did that many this year. I think I did like 2 or 3 big prints this year. I did The Thing. I did the Invasion of Astro Monster at Comic-Con. I think that's all the big prints I did this year. So it was a leaner year for large prints. But I can't, I don't want to just be committing to everything and not delivering anything. That's also part of why I like doing these mini prints, because I can just do them within the time span of the stream, right? And they don't linger around. So yeah, I have one approved. To answer your question, it's not going to come out this year, more than likely, because I don't think I'm going to have the time to get to it. But hopefully early next year. But you know, come on, I got a figure coming out, man. I got figures coming out. If you've been following my work for a while, this is not just for Warren, for anybody. If you've been following my work for a while, if you've been following me for a while, you know that my love has always been, my dream has always been to be a toy designer, to get into making toys. Not just my own either. Like, that's a huge perk. That's a huge, exciting blessing that I've had in my life, that people like my style enough to purchase a figure with that art style on it. I can't, some days I wake up and I just can't believe that. And I'm lucky, beyond lucky, to have, you know, Hector on my you know, to be on Hector's team, I should say, to be in the same team at Mondo, and that he also believes in my work and believes in the work of a lot of artists and their own designs. I mean, the Urban Aztec Godzilla should tell you everything. So I'm so happy and proud that that's the case. Let's see. What did you say? Bob. Quick, get the spoon. Yes. Spoon cam. I love the spoon. Got a request. Bob, you made my night, bro. But yeah, so no, I would not let a Godzilla Day pass without something cool happening. If you are subscribed to the Patreon, you can win either the Godzilla or the Mechagodzilla carving / print. Oh, I'm gonna try to do this. Let me see if I can do this. Sorry, you guys. Directing my camera shots on the fly here. You'll be able to win either the Godzilla or Mechagodzilla print or the Hedorah. But as far as a new full-size one, not this year. I have about 5 more to do before I complete the entire Showa era. All right, I gotta trim this little paper, but this guy came out good, you guys. All right, here we go. Camera, don't fail me now, bro. Let's see. Hey, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He looks like he's got some skunk ape in him too. Swamp ape. So that makes me happy. There you go. There you go. Boom. Swamp Thing. So yeah, there he is. I'm happy with him. He is a print that you can win on the Patreon. So if you are subscribed to the Patreon, next time we give away our prints, if you're called, if you win, you can choose the Swamp Thing print. And I will print it in green for you if you want. I can print it in black for you too if you prefer it. But green is an option. So I'm happy to do that when the carving calls for it and the print calls for it. Awesome, you guys. You got my mom's costume? Put it up.
Somebody else posted theirs while we were talking.
Oh, that's fine. You can put them both up. But yeah, so the green was a great choice, right, Bob? Awesome. Sick. Cool. Looking good, Mr. Carter. Looks great. Nice. Thanks, guys. Let's see. Oh, Des Reffin. Yeah. He's been... Oh, that's great. That's like a spider dinosaur. I love that. And a little witch. Oh, yeah. The spider family is great. I love the witch. I love a classic witch costume. Gabby and I love like the classic tropes for Halloween. Spider Poncho's incredible. Oh, cool. It's me and my mom together. Can you make it bigger? Oh, because I'm on the tiny screen. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Yeah, that looks great. There's my mom as what? Yeah, my mom and dad were both Waldo, and isn't it Waldo's girlfriend or wife, whatever? Her name is, she has her own name, like Wilda. No. Oh, you don't know the answer, but yeah, I think I'm right about that. You can see all the ones that currently exist on the group. Yes. Do you guys have a list of ones that can be won? Oh, on the group. Yeah, if you go to the Attack Peter Print Crew Facebook group, Raph has been posting them every time the stream happens, so you can see them there. And generally speaking, they're you can also just scroll down on our YouTube videos and see them all. There's a ton. There's like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think this is the 16th, 17th one. 18th, because one of them sold. So yeah, we sold a block. People have been DMing me. I'll tell you this right now. I'm an honest guy. What did Raph say? Dude, your figure was showing at tonight's. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to tell you guys about that. If you, okay, remind me to get back to the carving block. Remind me that. If you go to see the Fathom Events showing of Godzilla 2000, you can see a trailer for the whole Mondo lineup of Godzilla Day figures, including the silver Mechagodzilla figure. So yeah, this guy had his debut on the big screen. How cool is that? My buddy over here at Mondo, Nolan, created an awesome ad, which we'll be showing on the watch along for the Godzilla Day festivities, and they're showing it at theaters wherever the Fathom Events screening of Godzilla 2000 is playing. So if you're gonna go to that, you'll see it. There was none in Miami. I wanted to get tickets, but there was none in Miami. So if you get a chance and you go see the Fathom Events, you'll see this guy on the big screen. It's like animated. It's cool. So yeah, thanks, Raph. Appreciate that. Raph also told me that when he was on his way back, I don't know if I told you this, my love, on his way back home at the airport, he had a couple of prints that I gave him, and the TSA guy opened his bag and goes, "Oh, Attack Peter prints." He says so. Yeah, I said, "No way, dude." It's like, "Yes way." That was pretty funny. But I always think nobody in Miami knows who I am, which is more than likely the case. Let's see. Sadly, no Fathom Events near me. Me neither, Larry. Fathom? No, not for the Godzilla screening. Yeah. Damn, the Mondo drop on Friday is going to be a fast and furious rush for the checkout. It probably will be, Bob, but I still think that if you're there on time, based on like how my stuff sells generally, you should be okay. Remember, in general, when the prints sell out, it's because there's only like 100 of them being sold. This is going to be 600. So if it normally lasts 10 seconds, it should last a full minute this time by those numbers. Anyway, but yeah, what I was going to say before is in the shop, I've sold a block recently for one of the carvings, and I based it, which one I picked, on people's requests. So if you think you want to buy a block, if you think you want to get one, you can let me know and I will put that one on the block. I still want it to be fair for everybody, so I will notify everyone what the next one is. But if you guys think, if anybody wants to buy a carving, I can put that one up next, and you guys are welcome to buy it. The Steven Spaceman carving went last, and I'm happy to do another one. I already picked one for this weekend, and I think it'll be high demand, but what did they say? What did he say? He got it right? He got it right? He already knew. All right, fine. There you go. So definitely stay tuned on Patreon if you are interested in buying the block. All right, you guys, that's about it. That does it. Very excited. 600 is going to go fast worldwide. Sea Monsters, I think so too. Website is saying two per customer, so I have hope. Nice. Yeah, that's good. But it's worldwide, right? So I don't know. I have no idea what to say. All I can say is get there early and just be parked. And I never know how to advise on this, so I'm gonna like leave it to smarter, more experienced people who have been collecting Mondo drops for a long time. Get your stuff in order in terms of like how you check out. I don't know if it's like Google Pay or Apple Pay or PayPal or whatever's faster, or have your credit card pre-saved or whatever it is. But just know that like whatever you need to do, do it. Let's see here. Cody Silva. Hey man, Codes Art here. I've talked to you a few times and have bought several prints from you for myself and my family that grew up in the old school Godzilla era. Got your figure and everything. Hey, thank you so much, Cody. Appreciate that. 2 per customer could beat you up. It could, right? I don't know what to say. But yeah, either way, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. If you're around on Friday night with nothing to do, which is usually me, and Gabby and I love staying in on a Friday night. And if you want to show up in the chat, show some love. I promise you we're going to do at least one giveaway. I'm trying to push for a second one. Hector already told me what we could do for the first one, and it's very good. You will want it, I believe. So if nothing else, show up for that. All right, gang. I love you very much. As always, every time you're here, I can't believe it. So thank you so much. And again, thank you everybody on Patreon. Remember, we're going to shift our schedule from every Wednesday on YouTube to every other Wednesday on YouTube. So we're not going to be here this next Wednesday, but we will be still streaming twice a month on Patreon. So you can still hang with us 4 times a month, once a week, or twice every other week. I forget how it's going to work out, but either way, sign up for the Patreon. It's super fun. It's a great way to win prints. You can get exclusive stuff from the shop. You can hang with us and watch Gabby vacate a stream because she's so terrified. It's and it's just a lot of fun. I strongly recommend it. Even if you show up for a month, give it a try for a month. You can win some prints. It's a good time. I love you very much. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you soon on the next one. Peace.